Okay, welcome back. Last time we finished off Mount Iwato, and everyone now has the upgrades to their persona. Or at least Tatsuya, Ikichi, Lisa, and Maya do. Now, before I go and do anything else, I have a couple of things I want to do first. Basically, before I make my way to Mt Katatsumuri to start today's dungeon, I want to stock up on a few things. I'm going to buy a few more revival beads, one antidote, and I'm going to buy 79. Why 79? No idea. And now that I bought another antidote, I can quickly just use that to patch up Lisa, because, hey, it's 1,000 yen cheaper than doing it the other way. Now let's also quickly head on over to the detective agency and talk to Tamaki to get these sent off. And now I have another thing to do before I go in, because since everyone else got a new persona, I think it would be a little bit unfair if Yukino didn't. So let's quickly head on over to the Velvet Room and get a new persona. And while I don't have enough cards to get a whole bunch of stuff, I'm going to just get Colubri. I'm not going to teach you anything new, but yeah, I'm going to now have Colubri. It'll be strong against magic, so it'll be pretty good as a defensive persona. Now then, now I get to play a fun little thing called How Well Can I Organize My kind of persona stock, I guess. It feels weird referring to it as persona stock, but hey, here we are. Okay, so let's take out all of these. Let's take out everything that we aren't currently using. Okay, so if I just switch all these over. Also, I don't know why it's like that. Like, I don't know why I don't know why. Oh, why can't I? Whatever, it'll be fine. So now I want to put Volcanus Prime here, Radamanthus Prime here, Eros Prime here, Maya Prime goes there, Longmech can get switched out. All of these can get switched out just for now while I'm organizing. Just for the purposes of organization, I will switch all these out. That was not what I want to do. Okay, so I'll add Kinish Kakmo back in. I'll add regular Maya back in. Wait, where is it? Oh, there it is. 10 out of 10, using my eyes, apparently not even once. Okay, and then I can switch out Radamanthus for Marshal Shanpeng, Eros for Hell, and Volcanus for Tengu, and then I can also bring Iris in. Okay, now these will just kind of like automatically move themselves up, so I can solve that problem for myself. Okay. So now we equip Volcanus Prime, Radamanthus Prime, Eros Prime, and then Maya Prime, and then we give Colubri to Yukino. I don't know why Yukino can use Maya's personas. I feel like that's a bug, because it's out of place for someone to be able to use someone else's persona. Anyway, now that we've done all of that, it's time to finally head over to Mt Katatsumuri and talk to some people before we go. Is the Exalted One up there? I hear gunshots and yells from the summit. The battle must be raging on. But those soldiers are guarding the mountain path and no one can get through. They've even taken over the cable car. What should we do? Yeesh, the Last Battalion's here too. If we took the cable car, it'd be a quick trip up to the summit. Okay, what's this guy have to say? Walking along, checking out the scenery, you might kill him like usual. Hey-ho. Bam! Just like that, suddenly these soldiers with scary weapons come up the mountain and I barely got back down here with my life. Jeez, now I was having a nice hike before those guys showed up. What's their problem? Okay, in we go. So, now we got a choice to make. I doubt they'll hold back if they see anyone coming. Our choices are the frontal route or the mountain path over there. What should we do? I could go either way. No time to waste, we go through the front. The direct route would be a shorter distance, but I don't think it'll be easy necessarily. Taking a slight detour to avoid them might be faster in the end. Which way should we go, Tassia? So now we get to make a choice. If I say we'll go around, you go through the forest path and there's a maze, I'll do that in like a separate kind of alternate timeline video, I guess, just to kind of show what that path is. But we're gonna bust right through. Because, hey, this way... Got it. Because this way, we're just throwing hands with Nazis. Out of my way! Okay, so now we get to fight, I think it's like Commandant and Sturmsoldats, and we will be regularly fighting Nazis for the remainder of the game. Yeah, Persona 2 does that. It's, it kind of comes a little bit out left field if you didn't know what was, you know, if you didn't know what to expect, it kind of comes out of left field, but hey, honestly, I don't know if this fight is even a good idea. I don't know if I should have chosen to do this fight, because I think I'm actually a little bit under-leveled right now, but hey, we'll see how much damage we do. 56, Volcanus Prime goes up to rank 2. Okay. He really got a run-up there. Okay, I guess he just went for the MP40 360 tack. It was definitely a move. Honestly, kind of impressive how he didn't hit any of his own guys. Also kind of impressive how little damage that did. I do quite like how they just went, no, we're just gonna have them do a silly little spin. Honestly, fair. So, Kalubri lands Feral Bite. Pretty much, I'm targeting this one guy first, because he's the only kind of unique one. Unfortunately, Hammer isn't gonna do anything, because it is a human enemy. And... well, hopefully we can obliterate them with something else. Honestly, they do have the boss theme, so I think these guys are meant to be a little bit tougher. So maybe I should switch to my other personas. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'll switch over to a couple of my other personas, and then we can get some big moves going. So we'll have Tatsuya just go for Fire Breath. Then I can have Yukino switch over to Hela and just guard. Then I can have Maya. Then I can have Maya switch over to Iris. And now let's see what we can do. Blazing Burst, Heavy Rain, Bane Splash. Bane Splash should do a lot of damage. And yes, we'll keep setting those, and I guess I'll go for Blazing Burst on one of the other ones. Okay, this way we should get a lot of damage out. Okay, he just made a run for it. And now it's just the Sturmsoldats left. So, these guys will be a recurring kind of normal enemy type in most dungeons for the remainder of the game. I say that, but I think we're about halfway through the game, maybe a little bit more. To be totally honest, I haven't played this game in like 3 years. I may be misremembering a little bit, but I think I'm roughly halfway through. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. Like, at worst, I'm like 45%. Okay, so let's hit him with Blazing Burst. This should get a good chunk of damage out. For 161, and now Bane Splash hits everything. And 100... okay, good, respectable damage there. However, I think I do need to switch and heal. I don't have a good heal available on anyone. I'll switch out to Radamanthus Prime, I suppose. Then I'll go for Bane Splash again. Yeah, I'll go for Bane Splash and Blazing Burst again. And this way, I probably win the fight this turn unless someone dies. If someone dies and we don't get to use our moves, then that's on me. But I think Maya should barely still be standing. Especially if they just don't attack her. So Blazing Burst kills off that guy, and Bane Splash will finish off these two. So let's see what this does. There we go. Easy win. I say easy win, we didn't do that too well, but hey. Radamanthus Prime has now had a stat boost, so that's kind of nice. And we got a nice chunk of EXP, and Akechi leveled up. His strength continues to skyrocket higher than everything else. But okay. let's see what we can do now. I don't even care what this Last Battalion thing is. They better not get in the way of rescuing Jun. We gotta find him first. Gotta go. I'm worried about Yukino's friend too. We gotta stop Jun too. I've come here lots of times with Fuji-san. We talk about Zen with the monks, photograph the night sky. I loved it here. Shit, they've crossed the line now. Focused manpower and speed is essential when breaking through. Then again, there's only 5 of us, but we still need to hurry. So I could go this way, I think. No? No. Okay, so that is the path to, like, the forest. However, I'm not going to do that just yet. And I don't know if the dialogue changes after a certain point. But while I'm here, I might as well make a quick run back to a place to quickly just, get a little heal going, because, yeah, I kind of took a lot more damage there than I was expecting to. To be totally honest, I should have really expected it to go about as badly as it did. Mostly just because I didn't have area of effect attacks on my base personas. And obviously, since I was trying to use all new personas, I wasn't going to kind of have an optimal setup there. So, because we kind of busted right on through, now we get to have... Basically, now we have just a faster route. Now we get a more direct route. We don't have to go through the forest and deal with a maze. However, we will still be seeing a whole bunch of Nazis that we have to beat up for the entire dungeon. I mean, hey, I ain't gonna complain about having... Look, there's worse problems to have than having to beat up Nazis, you know? Because realistically, if any kind of people deserve it, it's these guys. Okay, so let's just hit them with Bane Splash. Repeater does decent damage. Obviously, these guys all do kind of gun damage, I imagine. So they could be a little bit of a problem, but I don't see them being all that much of an issue for me. And now Bane Splash will kill off the other one. However, I am now at a point where I maybe need to start being a little bit more... What's the word? Considerate. Maybe I need to start being just a teensy little bit more considerate towards my SP. Because my SP costs are now starting to go up a fair bit. But hey, Vulcanus Prime went up a rank, and so did all my others. So that's kind of nice. Ginkgo also leveled up. I think that's the first time in the game where I've unintentionally referred to Lisa as Ginkgo. Now then... Oh, this is actually just a straight shot, okay. Now that I think about it, I've played through this game probably like 2 or 3 times before. I think I've always taken the forest path. But I'm fairly sure this is the first time I've actually gone this way. Okay, what do I now have? I have Mi Patra, so I could get some use out of that. So, once again, we're just gonna Bane the Splash, because it works, doesn't it? Yeah, if the strategy ain't broke, why fix it? Also, these are Maschinen Soldaten. I assume the names are German, because, you know, they are. Because they're the Last Battalion, they're meant to be the Germans from World War II, basically. Anyway, so Bane Splash does finish off one of them, and now we can just run the turn back once again. And, hey, I can't really complain. It is working, and my personas are getting... And they're kind of, like, going through the ranks a little bit faster, meaning they're going to get their moves a little bit faster, meaning they're going to kind of reach their potentials a little bit faster. And once they do that, then we are kind of in the clear, then we're kind of cooking. And still no mutation. Tatia is, like, right there on the verge of the level up, though. So that's kind of nice. However, I am going to put Maya back on Maya Prime, because I forgot to do that. And everyone else is on their base, and let's give Kalubri back to Yukino, just because I kind of forgot to give her Kalubri back. I'm doing well at organizing myself today, apparently. Okay, so... I think these guys are weak to hammer. So, let's find out. Well, also, let's see if they're weak to fire. Zebos. Interesting name, okay. Okay, let's go for... I guess I'll target all in on one of them, and then I'll cast Hammer on the other one, and just kind of see how this goes. I have a vague recollection of how to fight the, what's these things? Wanyudos? I have a vague recollection of talking to, and I have a vague recollection of them being one of the demons I would negotiate with quite frequently in Eternal Punishment, but I don't remember why, or what I would choose to negotiate with them. Apparently fire is not the solution though. Okay, Mamudo just missed. Very good. Even though they have Aguilau, they are not immune to fire, but they are weak to hammer, which is good information for me to have. And Ice Blade doesn't quite finish them off. Double PS does decent enough damage, and now I can finish them off with a Hydro boost. Why? Just because I can, really. And hey, you know what? If it's going with the main three here, if it's going with Lisa, Kichi, and Tatsuya, that's all of their personas. Do I see a mutation? No, I do not. But hey, Tatsuya got a level up. And hey, if I give him some agility. So let's go 2 vitality and 1 into dexterity. I feel like I should put more points into his strength, though. But also at the same time, I'm never using my physical attacks, so I think it's okay if I don't. Yeah, I think this path is basically just a complete straight shot. Like, just no puzzles. Like, no diverse route changes or anything. Just, hey, go this way to get through everything. Okay, so I will switch out to Kineshikakmo for this, because I know Kineshikakmo had Mahama, and that will just obliterate these guys. And then Akichi can just hit Wanyudo, I suppose. And then Yukino can go for Feral Bite if it's still alive. And if it's still survived after that, then we just hit it with the hammer, and Maya will be in the clear. So Mahama should wipe out these 3 in 1. It only hit 2, but that's totally fine by me. Eros Prime goes up another rank. We take a little bit of damage from double PS. That just hit me normally. Not gonna lie though, the sword that Zebos has looks kinda cool. Is it probably just like a kind of normal rapier? Probably, but it looks cool.
Bad luck running into me.
Okay, so I will say pretty decent experience gains here. I know it's because I'm like either on level or just under. It's either I'm on level or just under leveled a little bit. But hey, I'm feeling pretty okay about my levels right now. And honestly, I don't think there's a situation, and I feel like I haven't encountered a situation in this game that's bad enough that I wouldn't be able to solve it. Okay, so let's switch back to Volcanus Prime, and just blast Scorpio Mask with some fire. Taurus Mask is the one for Lisa, I believe. So let's go for Ice Blade on Taurus Mask. Yukino can then go for Feral Bite, and then, oh, we also have Feral Claw on Maya Prime now. Yeah, these guys probably don't survive the turn. Okay, maybe I just don't do as much damage as I think I do, but that should still do a lot. Okay, maybe the second hit did not do anywhere near as much as I thought it would, but that should be enough, right? Okay, credit where it's due. Credit to them, they survived a little bit better than I thought they would. I mean, they're dead now regardless, but credit to them, they did survive a little bit better. Okay. Actually, I don't remember when I get all of my ultimate personas, but I can't imagine it'd be that far from here. Okay, I think I'm like halfway, 2/3 of the way through this area now. I can't imagine this section is very long, basically, because I know for a fact that when you reach the top of the place, you have another kind of section to it. Basically, you kind of reach a middle point, and that'll be where I end off today's episode. But because I'm fairly certain, fairly certain, that once you reach the midpoint, that's where it kind of goes, hey, there's an actual boss at the top that you have to worry about. However, I do remember what the boss fight is, so I'm not too worried about it. But hey, we'll see how it goes when we get there. I'm also starting to think that maybe I should remember to go and get something with Zeo. Because, Zeo skills are going to be important for some upcoming boss fights, to say the least. Okay, Heavy Rain didn't kill, okay. And Hammer indeed did kill, but that's fine. Akechi and Lisa are starting to run a bit low on SP, so I'm a little bit concerned about that. But I don't think it's that bad. And honestly, they'll probably level up again anyway, so it's not too bad. And also, if Akechi ends up having to rely on his physical attacks, oh no, Akechi has to use his physical attacks. What a travesty. It's like, oh no, this game's equivalent of like Junpei, Kanji or Ryuji would have to use their physical attacks. Whatever will I do? Like, hey, the guy who hits like a train has to use his physical attacks. What a travesty. Okay, so let's use Bane Splash with these three. And now, I don't have Mediarama on anything yet, do I? I would like to believe... I would like to believe that I'll get Mediarama by the time I reach the end here. Like, by the time they max out, I would like to believe I'll have access to Mediarama. Because it's a little bit strange to me that I don't have it yet. I mean, I do have a card for it. I do have a, whatchamacallit, spell card, so when I fuse something, I could teach it that. But I kind of just want to keep a hold of it for now. However, there is one move I want to keep an eye out for. I want to keep an eye out for a move called Heartfelt Prayer. Like, that is the one kind of main move that I need to be on the lookout for right now. Because pretty much Heartfelt Prayer, I think when... Like, I'm fairly certain that I know who... Like, I know a couple of personas that get it, I think. But it's a move that I absolutely need to get. Basically, it is... Like, that move is the cornerstone of being able to go, hey, here's the area of effect buffs. So that's how you get... I know that's how it is in Eternal Punishment, so I assume it's the same in Innocent Sin. And that's how you get Mataru Kaja, Mairaku Kaja, Masuku Kaja. And obviously, having the full party buffs will always be something I will want to have access to. And Miragion finishes off too. Water Spout finishes off the last one. And no one levels up, but Akechi is very close to it. I think I'm most of the way there. Or at least I'm most of the way to the kind of safe point, I suppose. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to quickly switch Yukino over to Maya's base persona. Still feels weird that I can use it. Like, I know I've kind of harped on about this, but it is weird that Yukino can just use Maya's persona. Like, has she always been able to do that? Is that a bug? Is that a coding error? Like, I feel like that shouldn't happen. Okay, so Akechi can just throw hands. Then I'll focus on the Taurus masks this turn. I'll focus on the Taurus masks because they are, well, there's two of them. Then Lisa can attack the Scorpio mask, and Maya. Maya, you still don't really have much in the way of attacking options, so, just do something until you get an actual attacking move, please. I'm hoping she gets an area of effect magic attack. Because so far, as much as I like Maya and I think her personas are cool, I would quite like to get an actual attacking move onto one of her personas. You know, just so I can, you know, attack using Maya more often. Because I don't really want to have anyone kind of just like pigeonholed into being a support for the entire rest of the game. Honestly, I think so far Lisa has done a lot. So far, I think Lisa has done better in this playthrough than she has in any other playthrough I've done. And I don't know what I've done differently. Either way, we make our way up another set of stone steps. We're definitely getting closer because we're seeing more of a human influence here. Okay, well that is a fire one, if I've ever seen it. Well, I misclicked and ran away, but okay, fair enough. Okay, so yeah, there's clearly, like, tanks and, well, tank parts and stuff around here, so we must be getting closer. Now, yeah, because there's gears and a whole bunch of other stuff. Anyway, so we have a Scorpio mask and a Taurus mask. Honestly, I'm just going to do regular attacks for this. I'll just do regular attacks for this fight, and I'll still probably get through from in, like, 2 turns. Because, I did buy weapons. I bought new weapons before I went into the previous dungeon, so before I started Mount Katatsumuri. So I should be able to obliterate these guys. And there we go. 10 out of 10, simple, easy fight. Lisa and Akechi should both level up. Okay, they'll level up after like 1 or 2 more fights, depending on what we end up in a fight with. Okay, so here's more stone staffs. I do quite like how so far, I like how this path, how this more direct path has had like no secret routes and no hidden items. It is just the path directly up the mountain. Which does make perfect sense because, you know, it's kind of, hey, you're in a rush, you need to get there, and you need to get there now. Which does make perfect sense considering the situation considering the situation at hand. I think that's more than fair and understandable. Okay, so honestly, even if Maya just had access to Mahammer, things would be so much faster and easier. Okay, Malakwas did a huge chunk of damage to Tatsuya there, but hey, he's fine. They really hit me with a actual, like, they did an actual, like, pretty solid chunk of damage there, and then followed it up with Twin Slash for 8. Like, that is a comical damage fall off. Honestly, I feel okay just running the turn back. I'm not gonna die. Although, I may be a little bit closer than I would like to. I may not die this turn, but I may be a little bit closer than I would like to be. And I just realized how I inconvenienced myself here. I'm gonna just keep playing the rest of the... I'll play the rest of the fight out like this, just because I can. But I inconvenienced myself by doing it this way, because pretty much, I kind of forgot that I had the auto battle set to just do regular attacks, as opposed to, you know, actually casting things with our personas. On the plus side, Akechi and Lisa both level up. I feel like I should give Lisa a persona that gives her dexterity on level up. That way I can make her a more powerful mage. And hey, powering up a mage is always pretty good to have. Because historically, I don't know, I feel like in every Persona game, I always have one kind of one party member who's just like, hey, they do a ton of magic damage, and they're pretty good at healing. And by that, I mean, Yosuke and Yukiko and Teddy in Persona 4 were kind of my go-tos for that. They were all great party members. Like, I know that people don't like Teddy, but I think he's a fantastic party member. Wait, is this a secret route? Is this an alternate path? Hold on, I may have unintentionally walked into an alternate path. How do I get Mega Blaze? Fire, wind, fire. Okay, so Akechi, you just throw hands, buddy. Tatsuya is on. Tatsuya switches to Volcanus Prime because it's his persona. It was his persona, Mr. Krabs. He was number 1. Then Yukino uses Kineshikakmo. And then I have Lisa switch to... Do you have Garu? No, who has Garu? I didn't bring Jack Frost! Okay. Ella still has... It's fine. I just had a moment thinking and realizing, oh wait, I didn't bring Jack Frost. And that's kind of important. Jack Frost is a very good little guy to have. I mean, I say that he's probably starting to get a little bit phased out. Phased out mostly just because of levels, but hey, that's totally fine. Malakwas hit pretty hard on both Tatsuya and Yukino, but we should be okay. And Mega Blaze probably just wipes these guys out. Boom. Yeah, that just obliterated them, because I think that scales off dexterity, and some of my party members are quite dexterous. Okay, so what is in here? 2 Miracle Eggs, and 2 Beads. Okay, cool. if we're finding, like, I guess, boxes for stuff, I imagine we must be close to the top now. Okay, what I'll do here is I'll go for Mega Blaze again, because I imagine that probably takes out most of them. Then Ikichi can cast Ice Blade. Ikichi can cast Ice Blade on the Leo Mask. Spoilers, the Leo Masks are weak to water and I assume ice. So let's just see what we can do here. And we're going to get hit 4 times. Okay, Miragion, how much is that going to hit for? Not much, not much, not much, not much, and nothing. Let's go. That's just a regular hit. Doesn't do much. That also shouldn't do too much to anyone. 37, 46, 42, 26. Okay, that did quite a bit to Yukino. Fortunately for me, Yukino has very high attack. Not attack, health. Okay, Mega Blaze. That was a little less inspiring looking than I expected it to be, but hey, that's one of those enemies dead. Ice Blade probably takes out this guy. Does it? Not quite. But hey, we get decent damage out, and now Feral Claw maybe is enough to finish it off. I guess not, but hey, Maya Prime did go up a rank, which is hopefully gonna get me some stuff. So now I can have Lisa, no, I can have Lisa switch back to Eros Prime. And I just realized how high her costs of casting are. Like, her casting costs are very high. Okay, so now I switch back to Colubri. Switch back to Colubri, cast Water Spout. It's not going to make all that much of a difference. Akichi can cast Aquas. I don't think that's going to make any difference. And Maya did not learn a new move, but we should win the fight this turn. Just as long as I don't have... as long as nothing bad happens, we should win this turn. That should just kill here. There we go.
Serves you right.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure that I only have, like, maybe 1 or 2 more kind of little areas to go in before I get to the kind of area that I need to be at. Wait. This is back down. What if I go back down? Why could I go back down? That's a little bit strange, but okay. I'm not gonna question it. I'm questioning it. But okay. That'll be fine, and I will just auto-battle this. I'll just auto-battle my way through this. I don't imagine this takes too long. Earth Slice hits for not all that much. Because at this point, I am still underleveled. I think I should have been probably like 2 or 3 levels higher than I currently am. Fortunately, even with being underleveled, I'm still not taking that much damage. I'm still not really feeling particularly threatened. Okay, Tassia leveled up. Let's go 2 strength, 1 band, and 1 into vitality. So, well, there's the way up. So, yeah, that's the way up, so away we go. Because we should be pretty close now.
You want some?
Okay, that is something that's probably gonna explode, and 4 Nazis. Okay, so I'm gonna just cast Miragion on all those machine and soldats. And I'm also gonna cast Hammer on this Shogarth, because I imagine Hammer probably annihilates that in 1. Hopefully we don't take too much damage. Bash looks like it's going to do a lot of damage to Yukino, so hopefully people don't target her. Although, by the looks of it... Oh, they might kill Lisa here. Okay, they didn't target Lisa for everything, so that should be pretty much me in the clear for this. The Miragion hits. Doesn't kill them off, but that's fine. Hammer does indeed kill the Shogarth. So, I think what I do now is I just have Yukino attack. So I have Yukino switch over to Kineshikakmo, and I can go for Fire Breath, and that should kill all of them, I think. And then I can have Lisa heal herself, and then we should be able to finish them off without too much more hassle. And I don't actually remember what the kind of mini-boss when we get to the bit that I'm going to end off at is. I don't remember what exactly it is. I remember that after a certain point you reach like a kind of nice stopping point and to take a little break. But yeah, I don't quite know. Okay, if they just want to target Tatsuya, that's fine. Because now Malakwas finishes all of them off. Fantastic. We are making pretty decent progress. And we got a nice chunk of EXP. Yukino leveled up again. And she now has 51 vitality. Okay, so this is... Okay, that's just more stone stabs. I'm quickly going to run back down, though. Because I just want to double check. Okay, no, there wasn't anything else there. Fantastic. Good to know. Let's just keep moving on, because I'm pretty sure I should be there soon. It should... No way is it that much further. Like, I can't believe it will be that much further. I'm just going to run from this. I guess I'm not running from this. Malakwas does decent damage to Tatsuya, but... Okay, yeah, that does decent damage to Tatsuya and Yukino, because I don't think I have particularly good magic defense on Yukino. Okay, Magarula hit quite hard, but I'm still going to run for it. Okay, I'll give running for it one more try. There we go. I probably should have just fought them. It would have been faster and safer if I just went for the fight, I think. Okay, so let's quickly switch over to Maya. I still don't know why Yukino is allowed to use this, but whatever. Hey, it's like it is an SP. Sorry, it's a full party heal for 6 SP at a time. I do kind of wish I just had the button to do it. I think that's one of my favorite things introduced in. I want to say it was in Persona 5 Royal. No, it might have just been in base Persona 5, where they went, hey, here's a button, press the button, and you can just use your heals. And that was very helpful and appreciated to have access to, because honestly, going through the menu every time you want to heal is a little bit on the inconvenient side. Is it particularly dangerous or bad? Not really. It's just, hey, I wish it could be a little bit faster. But yeah, I feel like I used that an awful lot when I played P5. Mostly just for general convenience. And I also always had 1 or 2 healers just kind of like at the back of the party. So I never really needed to worry about it too much. Because like, oh no, Makoto's running low on HP. Sorry, on SP. That's fine, Morgana can do it. Although I did try to make sure everyone would, no. I think I unintentionally just set them all away to do the same thing again. But we should be okay, because I can just Bane Splash. So let's just go for the Bane Splash, and I think that should be enough to kill. I think. And never mind! Oh, well, that killed anyway, it didn't make any difference. But yeah, so pretty much, I know who my main parties were in, like, 4 and 5. And when I eventually do those games on here, I don't know if I'll change them or use those again or what. But hey, that is a thing for future me to think about and potentially have to worry about. Because I've played all those games multiple times now. And at some point or another, I have used all of the party members. Like, I try to make a point of every time a party member is introduced in one of the later ones, I at least use them on the main team for, like, the next bit after they're introduced. And, you know, some party members just become mainstays in the team, and others kinda just don't. But hey, that's, you know, that's just the natural progression of playing a JRPG. As you go, you'll find more party members that you particularly like. Like as you go, you'll find the party members that you're particularly fond of, or that you like the gameplay for, and you'll find the other ones that are just like, cool, I appreciate that you're on the team, but you're not my favourite on the team. But hey, I'll talk about, I will talk probably at length about my thoughts on every single party member in Persona 3, 4, and 5 at some point when I eventually do 3 and 4 and 5 on here. Honestly, at some point, even in just this game, I should give my prolonged thoughts on all of these people as characters. Just because some of these characters I'm very fond of, and others I am not too fond of. But look, I know I've said this multiple times already. I don't like Lisa and Takichi's dynamic. I think individually they'd probably be tolerable, but together they're very annoying. Okay, so what does this say? North is Gokatsuji and west is the summit. Okay, so we are going to go to Gokatsuji, I think, before I end off today's episode. Actually, no, I'll heal and end off today's episode here, and I'll start the next episode with the Gokatsuji, I think. Because I think the rest of this dungeon shouldn't take as long. So I'll end off of this episode here and then see how it goes. Okay, so let's quickly put Yukino back on Colubri and save the game. Okay, so today we started our ascent of Mt Katatsumuri. Next time we're going to be finishing our ascent and seeing what awaits us at the summit. So I'm going to end off today's episode here. Beautiful Joe should be continuing tomorrow. Wait. This should be a Monday episode, I believe. No. Is it? Yes, I think this is a Monday episode. So either way, Beautiful Joe should still be continuing tomorrow. Or Event Persona on Wednesday and Friday. So, I'm going to end off today's episode here. As always, feel free to leave a comment or click any button down below if you feel so inclined. And I'll hopefully see you all next time as we finish off Mt Katatsumuri. Okay, thanks for watching. Later.